In 1920, the Democratic Republic of Armenia, a small independent country, was invaded by the Bolshevik army and became part of the Soviet Union. Christianity in Armenia, with roots from apostolic times, was greatly suppressed over the subsequent decades of authoritarian rule. Church leaders were killed or sent into exile, and churches were destroyed or transformed into gymnasiums, theaters, and warehouses. The church fought to survive amidst the harshest political and social conditions imaginable. Since the fall of communism, Armenia and the church have struggled to rebuild. Support from the USCCB's collection for the church in Central and Eastern Europe has been a crucial part of that rebuilding effort. In northern Armenia, in the small town of Tashir, the Catholic population totals about 16,000 people. The parish church in Tashir was a tiny tar paper and metal roofed shed that could hold no more than 5 parishioners in addition to the priest. The people of Tashir are extremely poor from the factory and plant closings that followed the collapse of the communist economy. Nevertheless, they come to Mass faithfully every Sunday, standing outside without complaint in the snow, cold, and rain. Partnering with other aid agencies, the subcommittee on the church in Central and Eastern Europe was able to help the parish convert an old movie theater into a church. Thanks to the generosity of Catholics in the United States, the unwavering faithful of Tashir have a simple yet respectful and warm church in which to worship. The support that the poorest dioceses in the United States receive from the Catholic Home Missions Appeal is a fundamental necessity for the future of the church and its work of evangelization. Ministering to Catholics in northern Alaska, for example, redefines the term extreme. The Diocese of Fairbanks covers a vast area that is roughly equal to the combined size of every state along the eastern seaboard from Maine to Florida. However, only a handful of the 46 parishes are accessible by road. Some are so remote that they only see one of the diocese's 18 priests twice a year. Travel to parishes in the isolated terrain is often accomplished by boat, airplane, or snowmobile. Such trips test the body and the budget. The physical challenges of ministering in the Diocese of Fairbanks are unheard of for the average resident in one of the lower 48 states. With a heavy dependence on local and lay leadership and ordained deacons, the Diocese of Fairbanks may actually be a working model of the future church in the United States. Bishop Kettler says that evangelization is the primary focus of the diocese, since approximately 60% of the people of Alaska are unchurched. Without the support of the Catholic Home Missions Appeal, those people would not have the life-changing opportunity to hear the gospel message. The USCCB has deep and lasting relationships with the church in Latin America. The impact of its financial support through the Collection for the Church in Latin America and the Caribbean over the past 40 years has created strong collegial partnerships of solidarity. In Venezuela, the youth are particularly at risk of losing their faith due to state-sponsored attacks on family values and religious education in schools. The church's work with youth is even undermined through various government initiatives and policies, some of which are exported to other countries, affecting still other youth. The Collection for the Church in Latin America funds trainings such as the Curso de Dinámica, so that Venezuelan youth can celebrate their faith and hold on to it in a society that encourages them to lose it. It has also helped the Episcopal Conference of Venezuela to keep values-based education in public schools in a way that speak, even if in a limited way, about the faith. Besides catechesis, the Curso de Dinámica also teaches leadership skills to young people and trains them to reproduce the course in their own parishes. In this way, these youth become apostles for their peers. During the Curso, participants learn to value the importance of celebrating the faith by celebrating often and with creativity. Helping to train leaders for tomorrow helps the Church give faith to Venezuelans today and hope for its society. The latest effort of the USCCB to reach out in a spirit of unity and solidarity with church leaders in struggling parts of the world is in Africa. The bishops of the Church in Africa continually express their gratitude for the support they have been receiving from the USCCB Solidarity Fund for the Church in Africa. The explosive growth of the Church throughout Africa is unprecedented and exciting. It also presents challenges in very difficult cultural, political, and economic environments that require continued spiritual and financial support. The newest country in the world is Southern Sudan. Sudan has a troubled history of war, destruction, and desolation, but also a strong and growing church. The Bishop of Rumbek approached the Solidarity Fund last year to ask for assistance in rebuilding the Wulu mission. The Catholic mission, which is also the center of village life, was destroyed in a violent conflict with a neighboring village. Its destruction dealt a serious blow to the society of the territory in general. With funds from the Solidarity Fund and other aid partners, the parish mission was rebuilt. A water pump was even added, offering water and a means of forgiveness to the enemy village. Thanks to the funds from parishioners in the United States, the church is restored, evangelizes, and continues to grow in Southern Sudan.